It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey everybody, here at DSSE 2024 for another impromptu episode of rAVe TV. This is day 2 of the show, so, it just opened. Yesterday was packed and crazy, so as always with the day 2 of shows, I think this one's going to be like a little less foot traffic, but that means I'm going to get a lot more product videos today, so, it all ends up well. I did want to talk about a few of the trends that I've noticed on the show floor. The first one is definitely intersection of art and information sharing. I'm seeing a lot of the digital signage and like experiential companies here on the show floor working on ways to make their installations very beautiful and incorporate art in a lot of different ways, from YouTube 360, from Google Arts and Culture, all of those different types of things, but also integrating that with wayfinding or information sharing about here's, if it's in retail, like here are the products and here's what's going on. But then also on the next, showing it and making it a little more artistic. I think it's hard to do both, and I think that is what a lot of the companies are focusing on here on the show floor. A lot of CMS companies on the show floor, it's a little bit of a split. There are some companies that are like, here we make LED panels, but then there are other ones that are all about CMS and content and how you do that. And also a few companies that do tracking of here's how you track who has seen what. I'm going to talk about Blue Zoo in a second, and they're one of the ones who do it, but do it in a really cool way. That's a little bit about what I have noticed on the show floor. We had the Dizzy Awards last night. S&A Displays over here, they took home a bunch. But we also had a few different companies. Detail ED, is that how it is? Detail LED took home one. So a lot of companies that you would expect to take home some. I think Moment Factory took home a big one for, I think one of their airport installations that was really beautiful. So a lot of good things. We'll be posting that press release on ravepubs.com as soon as I get it in my hands. But yeah, let's give you guys a look at the show floor a little bit. So I mentioned content, and Screen Feed Content is one of those companies that really does that. So as you can see, this is their booth. They have a lot going on here today. Hi, everyone.
We have a lot going on here today?
Yeah, we do. I'm putting it into the universe. So they can make the content on your digital signage display look really, really nice. They have a lot of templates. It's supposed to make it really, really easy for you. And they can easily pull in Reuters, AP News, weather, whether you want it in a graphic or radar, company stocks. So what they do is they make it really easy for a company who maybe does not specialize in digital signage content and making it look good. They make that process really easy for you. So they're a cool company. Yeah. So next up we have Blue Zoo. Blue Zoo is really cool because they do people counting when you walk into a store. If they have this, it actually tracks it by pinging your mobile device, but it doesn't take any extra or unnecessary data from you. So that's the really great thing about them, is they are really focused on privacy while also basically telling the store or whoever has this is how many people that have gotten in front of a certain piece of signage or in your store or whatever. So let's talk about Bluefin for a second. So they do digital displays. They do a lot of touch ones. I can show you a little bit about them really quick. So the cool thing about Bluefin is they're compatible with BrightSign built in, Intel, and also Android. And they do this because they have a lot of customization available. So let's say if you put an order in and you order, this is a low number, but 20 displays, and you say, I want half BrightSign, half Intel, they can do that and do that pretty quickly for you. They're also available in a ton of sizes. So this is the range. Like, they can basically do virtually anything you want, but I think the customization of BrightSign versus Intel versus Android is what really makes them cool and different. So let's continue on. We have Brand Vision HD here, which is another content management platform, another very easy integration for those people who might need that little extra help in terms of the content for their digital signs. So let's continue on. Clear LED is another cool company. I'll show you them in a second. The Illuminati is another really, really cool one. They do all types of really, really cool shapes for experiential displays or experiential, like museums, art, and that type of thing, and also education. The cool thing about them is they can do concave shape displays, but they also have this one, which is the Geodome Compass. I saw an installation where they actually did this one on a floor. So they can do it virtually anywhere. It can be information sharing, it can be artistic. Right now it's in a globe, so it looks really, really cool, and they're very, very creative. So next up, we have MaxHub. MaxHub, you know and love them. They come to Infocom, they come to ISE, they're awesome. They're here, they brought their IFP. This is the V7. I believe it has 17 microphones up at the top and also 3 cameras up in that little space right in the top in the middle. But it's a very easy IFP, 15 points of touch, very easy to join a meeting. It's got like that one tap. You can scan a QR code. Also, of course, whiteboarding. So just very, very easy to use, perfect for an education like K through 12, your universities, really, really perfect for that because it's really easy for teachers or anyone to walk up and just be able to use it. So next up we have Clear LED. They're really cool. They've done a few different things. This is very cool. They have a very neat mesh. It looks very bright out from here, but when you walk inside you can actually see through it. I think like 80% visibility. And they're really cool because this is like so much lighter and easier to touch than you think it is. And they did a cube over near the Innovation Park that I'll show you too. So they're pretty neat. So here we have Clear Digital. They have a few of their kiosks. I mean, because what is digital signage without a few kiosks? So they've got a few mobile ones. This one is really cool because you see this one that's tall, but it actually folds into 2, and you can put 2 different pieces of content on either side if you would like. So very creative. I'm really into it. Haven't seen a ton of e-paper here on the show floor, but Display Logic did bring some e-paper. This sign on the left right here, it was actually printed. So he did tell me that that is the one piece of e-paper that they brought. So I think I've seen this and maybe one other example of that here at the show floor, which is a little bit surprising to me. So continuing on, of course, we have S&A displays. As you can see, they have one in the shape of a prism over here that's really cool, and they have been showing all different types of content on this throughout the show. Sometimes information sharing, but here, this is an artistic piece. So you could see this potentially in a corporate lobby, hotel lobby, would look really great in a casino here in Vegas. I haven't really seen a prism like this. I've really only seen cubes, so I'm really glad that they brought this. So let's continue on here. And I can show you guys a little bit more of the show floor. I'm gonna take you over to the Innovation Park because these are a few companies that are kind of just now getting into our industry and are kind of making their mark a little bit. So they're all over here in one area, and these companies are SkyKit, Stream, Wallboard, Navori Labs, Kaufman Media, Zootech, Ensign, and Spectrio. So here are all of these companies. So yeah, they are just kind of starting to get into digital signage or are not as much in the AV market. So I thought it was cool that they did a special area for them, and they all have a few roundtables today. So I'm excited that I'm going to stop by one of those and just learn a little bit more about them and how it's going getting into the AV market. So we're gonna walk over here because I wanna show you a little bit more of the cube. Well, actually, let's go look at the dome. So Full Dome Pro is really cool because they are an end-to-end solution. So they will put these in multiple places. Well, look, it's Joe Way. How are you?
How are you?
How are you? In the middle of recording. Hi, Joey.
Are you live? Or are you
Not live, but we are recording, so
Live-ish, fake live.
it will be live momentarily. So, Joey, how are you? What brings you to DSE?
Well, we're starting a digital signage unification across the enterprise, and so we thought, why not come here and see kind of where trends are and what different companies are doing, so we can kind of take that into account as we go into our RFP process.
Very cool. Have you learned anything so far?
Well, we just got here and did the loop in 20 minutes. But I am seeing a lot of the immersive, like what's behind us here, and just unique ways of using LED, not necessarily just a flat panel on a wall. So that's kind of the initial takeaway. Again,
Yeah.
it's only been 20 minutes or so. But
Great. I have seen domes, prisms, cubes, half domes. So yeah, I think that is probably one of the biggest trends I have noticed is it doesn't just have to be a kiosk.
Exactly, and I really like the film, LED film, because I think with a lot of what we're doing, putting things on windows, we don't have a lot of room to take our building. It costs a lot of money to take a wall down to building and do that. So the more that we can actually integrate into existing structures, I think is kind of the key for us.
Yes. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen a lot of projection here for that same purpose because, just digital signage doesn't just mean an LED display.
Absolutely, you're right. I mean, I think there's only a couple of projection, or even not even any companies here, but that are using it as an example. But I think that just shows the direction our technology is moving in and making it affordable now to be able to use LED for our digital signage solutions.
Right. Because it shouldn't be super expensive to utilize digital signage, especially on a college campus or K through 12 where you don't have unlimited money to pull from.
Exactly, and we have to do things in scale, right? I don't just put up one sign, I'm going to have hundreds across the enterprise. So being able to have that flexibility of finding the right solution for each specific area and each department and their needs is really what's important.
Well, Joey, thank you very much for coming and talking to me for a couple minutes.
Of course, my pleasure. Anytime. We love y'all.
Love you too. See you soon. All right. Let's go check out Full Dome Pro. I checked this out yesterday, actually, and it's very, very cool. So this is here at DSE because you can utilize it as digital signage, but also in museums and those very, very immersive installations. Something like, I don't know if any of you remember the Van Gogh exhibits from a few years ago where they would go into a building and do really immersive designs based on Van Gogh's art. Something like that would be perfect for this because there's no seams. It's done with this one's a little smaller, so I think it's done with 6 or 8 Optima projectors, but I can show you in here to take a quick look at it. So they can virtually do any type of content, but this is kind of a ocean piece of content right now that I think was developed partially with artists, partially with AI. So yeah, right now we're kind of giving under the sea vibes. And yes, so up here you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Optima projectors. So they're doing that, but this is a smaller dome and they can do a ton of different sizes. So yeah, and next up I'm going to show you a couple of the stages they have out here. This is stage 1, and they have a few different stages all over DSE because they have really been leaning on educational content here at the show, which has been fantastic. I've gotten to sit in on a few things, and they have all really, really helped me and informed me on the digital signage market. So I hope you've enjoyed this little snippet of the show floor tour. Didn't show you everything, but showed you a lot of my favorite things. So thank you guys for watching, and we will roll a couple of interviews, and then we're going to kick it for the day. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at DSE 2024, and as I mentioned earlier, the Dizzy Awards were last night. I was lucky enough to grab one of our award winners, Jonathan Braun, Educator of the Year. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's quite an honor.
So tell me a little bit about what being an educator has meant for you in the industry.
Well, it's kind of meant everything because ever since I got into the industry, I started with teaching with at Infocom and here at DSE, and I've created certifications. I helped with the CTS program, so it really is what I do for fun. I know that makes me a little weird and twisted, but we'll give it. I have to do my day job to pay the bills, but education is everything to me.
How did you decide that you wanted to do that?
I didn't. My father told me I had no choice, and that's going out live.
But you did end up loving it.
Absolutely, I do, definitely. There's nothing better than knowing that through a presentation or through coaching or some form of mentoring that you were able to help someone make their career or their life better, and that is incredibly meaningful to me.
Well, it is the Alan C. Braun Educator of the Year award, and what does that mean to win the award that was created, with your father? That's got to be big.
It absolutely is, although I know he's going to be absolutely enjoying it more than I am when I get home. But no, it means a lot to me because he's done so much and given so much to the industry, both audiovisual at large and specifically digital signage, with helping found the Digital Signage Federation, with helping create the Digital Signage Experts Group, all the years of teaching. And so not only is it great recognition of his accomplishments and contribution to the industry, but it's an honor to get the award named after him.
Well, I know he must be very proud of you.
I hope so.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much. It was always a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely.
And, one last thing. Where can you find more about Braun Consulting?
Oh, absolutely. So www.braunconsulting.com, @Braun Consulting, that's BRAWN, on all the socials. But more importantly, since we're talking about education, dseg.org. Go learn more about the Digital Signage Experts Group, or mydsf.org to learn more about the Digital Signage Federation.
Amazing. And don't forget to, on our side, you can go to ravepubs.com/DSE for all your DSE 2024 coverage. I'm Steph Beckett, and we will see you next time. Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at DSE 2024, joined by Gymnasta of Motive. So first of all, the content that you're seeing behind us on this clear LED cube, you designed this. Tell me about this.
I did, and I actually do oil painting. And so these are my oil paintings brought to life with generative AI. It's really a crazy process to just see your paintings come to life, right? So, and this is small. They start small. To see them go so large is just cool. I love seeing it here.
How did you decide that you wanted to do this?
I've always been doing AI, and not AI, I've always been doing code and art together, and so combining the two, this is like a lifelong passion. So,
what came first? Were you an artist first or technology first?
I was both. Okay. I've always been both. Yeah, it's just so fun to be able to combine things like that with that other people wouldn't do. So, yeah.
Can you tell me about your process a little bit? How do you do that?
I start with sketches and paintings, and I start with motion paths where I say I wanted to kind of do like this, and then it's a collaborative process. Like the code takes over after a while and it does its thing, and I go, oh, I didn't expect that, but it's fun feels like I'm collaborating with this machine, right? Yeah.
Do you think that this says something about where we are as a society, where we're seeing more people who are, usually artists, start to use technology to bring their art to life?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the AI tools that we have today, right? It's allowing somebody doesn't necessarily need to be like a nerd in the software to be able to really drive those tools. And making it easy for everybody is going to let more people create. Like, why do we want to hide these things behind technicality? So I love it. Yeah.
Well, last question I have for you is, where can people find more information about Motive?
We are at motive.co, so that's motv.co.
Well, thank you so much. Good talking to you.
Yes, thank you guys.
All right. And that's it from me. Don't forget to go to ravepubs.com/DSE for all your DSE coverage. We'll see you next time. So that's our episode of rAVe TV here at DSE 2024. So excited that this show has been so good this year. And we have some big news. This just in, for 2025, DSE is going to be in San Diego from October 19th to 21st. So super excited. Everybody go ahead and save the dates for next year. And I will see you in San Diego. So thanks so much for watching. Once again, I'm Steph Beckett. And don't forget to go to ravepubs.com/DSE for all your DSE news. All right, we'll see you later.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.